In this video, we're going to discuss a few helpful tips for administering oral medications to your horse. This could be a dewormer or oral antibiotics, and unfortunately these are often drugs that they don't like very much. An excellent way of approaching this is through positive reinforcement, similar to what Dr. Pintilla outlines in her video on giving eye medications. But our most common positive reinforcer is food, and that can be sometimes difficult to integrate with a kind of nasty tasting oral medication. So I'm going to show another approach using negative reinforcement. Negative reinforcement does not mean you're doing something bad to the horse. It just means that you are using the removal of something the horse wishes to avoid in order to reinforce the behavior that you want to see. It's also called pressure and release. So some horses, especially if they've been given oral medications for a little while or have been dewormed recently, they know what's coming before you even approach them. So I always start with the philosophy that you don't try to steal home as soon as you step up to the plate. So I don't zone in on giving the medication to the horse first. The horse is really aversive too. Sometimes I'll just start by having them let me touch their shoulder. Some horses, if they see the dewormer coming, are not even really wanting to let you do that. But I'll start that, and then I'll slowly work towards where I want to target the behavior and what I want to do. So I'll start with getting them used to be petting the shoulder if they're really excited. Once they're okay with that, I'll move a little bit further up. I'm going to demonstrate just with some corn syrup and water here today. And again, some horses will, as soon as you go to touch their head, will be very aversive to this. So again, I don't go straight for the mouth, although she seems to think this is fine. If they are wanting to avoid that, I'll start back here, and I'll even just hold the medication somewhere back by their cheek, nowhere close to the mouth, until they're nice and calm and quiet. And then once they're quiet and calm, I'll remove the pressure and give them a pat and tell them that they were good. And then I'll make very slow progressions to where I want. So I'll go back to the last space that they were calm, and if they're calm, I'll move a little bit closer to the mouth. And as soon as they accept that and are quiet, I take the pressure away and I tell them that they're good. And then very slowly, I'll start to work towards where I want to be and what I want to do, and I'll reinforce it at each stage. And I'll even, once I get to the mouth, I'll even tuck the medication into the corner of the mouth without depressing the plunger and administering the medication, and as long as they're quiet, they get a pat. And then once I'm ready, and they're accepting it in the corner of the mouth, then I can administer the medications much more quietly. And if they're good, I'll give them a pat. And if they've been a little bit excited by the whole procedure, I may try to do the same thing again without administering any medications, just until they're quiet and accepting of it. I find that that helps the next time I need to administer the medications for them to accept it a little bit more easily.